What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boy, the Squirrel, and I'm back today with how does the UK Supreme Court work? I looked this up on YouTube trying to find a good video. There really isn't much that I could find. If somebody has one to recommend that maybe a little bit better breakdown, I don't know. This one seems very short. I don't think I'm really going to understand completely how the UK Supreme Court works after 3 minutes and 7 seconds, but who knows? Maybe I will. Um, in the wake of the recent things that have happened in my country, which has been quite a bit, and quite a bit more to come down the pike from what's being reported, anyways, in the news. Not that you can trust any news source, not over here anyway. Uh, you don't know who to trust. There's a lot going on. A lot of shakeups. Obviously, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. So I thought that I would kind of get an idea of how your Supreme Court system works because I have learned how ours works more and more over the years as I grow as an adult and as more things change. I try to educate myself in how things work. And now today I'm going to do that with the UK. If it's your first time here, I dig into culture, comedy, sports, a little bit of everything over in the UK. Please feel free to join the squad. Here we go. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see what we learn.
In the wake of a ruling that Boris Johnson broke the law by suspending Parliament, the British Prime Minister is calling for some form of accountability in his country's highest court. The UK Supreme Court unanimously ruled that Johnson's proroguing of Parliament for 5 weeks had the effect of frustrating or preventing the ability of Parliament to carry out its constitutional functions without reasonable justification. Not long after that, Johnson told The Telegraph that while he respected the court's judgment, he took issue with its decision to intervene on an acutely sensitive political question at a time of great national controversy. He also raised concerns about what kind of precedent that sets. And when it comes to precedent, this could be huge given that the British Supreme Court is still practically brand new. In fact, it just turned 10 this week. With all of this in mind, let's take a look at how the British High Court works, who's on it, what they do, and how. The UK's Supreme Court was established in 2009 to assume the judicial authority that was once held by the House of Lords. Like the US Supreme Court, it's the highest appellate court in the country and only hears cases of the greatest public and constitutional importance. The UK court has 12 justices, but only an odd number of them get to hear each case. That ensures a clear majority ruling even if justices disagree on the outcome. Unlike in the US, the UK Supreme Court cannot strike down laws. It can only rule on how laws should be interpreted and applied. If the panel believes a law is at odds with legal human rights mandates, it can tell Parliament to reconsider that legislation. The British appointment system is a bit more complicated than the American one. The process begins when there's a vacancy on the bench, which happens more frequently in the UK than in the US because justices have to retire when they reach either 70 or 75 years old. A committee with representatives from England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland meet to discuss viable candidates. That committee is usually chaired by the Supreme Court President. For someone to be eligible, they must either have been a High Court or Court of Appeal judge for 2 years or a practicing lawyer for 15 years. After consulting with senior judges and other high-ranking officials, the committee selects one candidate.
I always want to say real quick, before I forget in the end wrap up, I think it's important and I think it's really unique for your citizens that a committee selects the next high court judge, and that there is limits. There's an age limit. We have no term limit, no age limit. You're appointed for life. You die on the bench if you so choose, and you're appointed by the current president. So what happens is, as we saw with Donald Trump in office, I believe Donald Trump appointed 3 justices, I think 2 or 3. Whoever's in charge, they're going to put in judges that they feel are going to be more lenient toward their beliefs. At the end of the day, it's really a bullshit system because a Supreme Court justice shouldn't be more lenient toward anyone's ways. They should enforce the constitutional law. That's their job. At the end of the day, having the president appoint someone that they know has some kind of political leaning doesn't really serve the American people well.
Their name is sent to the Lord Chancellor, who can either approve the nomination, reject it, or ask the committee to reconsider. The Chancellor can only reject one nominee during the process, so if they reject the committee's first choice, they can't reject the second. Once the chancellor approves a nominee, their name is sent to the prime minister, who forwards it to the Queen for a formal appointment. Once someone becomes a UK Supreme Court justice, they cannot actively belong to any political party.
That's
It's
smart.
unclear what Johnson's proposed accountability for judges would entail, but he said the Supreme Court's ruling will take a while to be worked through and that the consequences of that judgment have yet been fully evaluated.
All right, so that wasn't a bad breakdown at all in 3 minutes. We even weaved a cute little Boris Johnson story in there. Not nice. I can guarantee you, if Boris Johnson wants something reviewed or changed, it's only to help his ass. Uh, he's a politician. They're all the same. That nobody wants a review or wants somebody else held accountable because they think it's fair. It's only fair to them. Anyhow, I like that there is at least I don't know if I like it or not, but I think it's interesting that there's, that one person that can block the first nominee, and then they have to renominate. It kind of, I think, makes the committee want to just put together a fair candidate right from square one, so that doesn't happen. And it also only gives that person one veto vote. They can only turn down one candidate, so that person doesn't end up having too much power either. It sounds to me like this is a better laid out, especially in the point anyway of appointing the justices or high Supreme Court um, judges. It looks like it's made so that nobody gets the upper hand to get the leniency that I was speaking of earlier. Oh boy. I don't think we need more justices in our court. I don't think I think our court system works fine the way it is. I just think that the appointment process could be better. We live in a country of mean-spirited politicians on both sides of the aisle. So whenever we try to put any Supreme Court justice in, it's a mudslinging shit fest, and every politician involved should be embarrassed by the way they act. Well, the ones that act like that anyway. I'm sure there's good politicians out there. I know there is, because when the vote comes through, there's a bunch of people voting, but it's the same 25 a-holes every time that just act like petulant children. Sucks. Anyways, I can't fix it. They don't let me do it. You don't want a squirrel up there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed learning about it. Take care. I'll catch you soon. Until next time, squirrel out.